now has data that says at any point in time while you are driving or riding, you could get hit by a blast. Healing from within is using all these external techniques to change us internally and to heal old wounds that we have received. But in my understanding of it, or from my perspective, what we are actually healing is nothing that is actually broken. It's just a recording of our personality track that plays in our mind, that our brain feeds off of to interact in the world. Now, how do we go in and work on healing that? When, let's say, for instance, we have been to war, or you have, and if you experienced a traumatic event that led to PTSD, and now you have this period of time where it's just very tumultuous because all of that comes back up from the past so many times. Well, we can use things such as scripting, breathwork, and positive affirmations. I missed a finger. And those are 3 items that we can use externally to go within to start changing that track of what's playing that pulls up those old memories. And here's the interesting part of that, though, is you're not pulling up old memories. They're part of your character reel that's going on right now. I would like to share this. In 2005, I spent some time in Uncivilized, Iraq, which was known as the Triangle of Death. And our platoon there and our company took ample amounts of IEDs. We took small arms fire, mortar rounds, V-bids, rocket attacks, and it was about a 6-month period of time. And I think one of the most impactful events for me there was when our Humvee took an IED. I remember it went off and it was just this massive blast, and there was clouds there, like powder everywhere almost. And I had been blasted down into the kind of like the seat where the TC was, and I was knocked out for a second. It didn't tear our Humvee up very much at all, thankfully. And I was able to get back up in the turret. My ears were ringing. My bell was rung. Like, I've never had my bell rung that hard in my life. I've even been hit with a skateboard. But this one was, I don't know, the skateboard hit might have been a little worse. But being an ID blast changed me at a very fundamental level. Because during that time, I had seen blasts. I had seen other Humvees get hit. I had looked up just to catch a blast where everything was hanging in midair and then it just fell down. Our first 3 days there, our squad leader was taken out by an IED. He was wounded, so was the driver. They got sent back to stateside to get healed up. And then they came back, which was so cool. So I had seen many, many IEDs and craters and heard them and been in their near vicinity, but the first one that actually affected me directly, changed me directly. And here's how that happened. The reel on my character sheet now has data that says at any point in time while you are driving or riding, you could get hit by a blast, and here are the effects. It's pretty rough. Okay, so now this is programmed into me. So I go back stateside, and I start realizing that wherever I go, whenever I'm driving, I am on high alert, and I am moving over for vehicles on the side of the road. I am watching potholes, avoiding those, trash on the side of the road. I am conducting myself as if I am still in an environment that will receive an IED blast. The thing is about this, there is nothing broken, because what is going on is there's this program that's constantly running on my character track that was programmed in a very intense manner that subconsciously there is always the potential of an IED going off. This made me a very unfun person to ride with, because I'd get in the car to go somewhere and I'm in combat mode, like straight up serious as F. Well, that does not transfer into the civilian world and family life very well at all. And I had to start going through the process of scripting, breath work, getting grounded, and doing affirmations. And what that looked like was that I needed to go within to start changing my character reel. And I didn't know what I was doing then, but now I understand how it works mechanically. So I would script out that I am in America. I am safe. IEDs don't go off here. It doesn't happen. And I would read that and I would play it through my mind. I would look in the mirror and say, hey, you're safe. There are no IEDs. You're in America. There's not combat here. And I would start telling this to myself. And I would start doing breath work to get me in the moment and to really plug into the fact that I am safe. I do not have an imminent threat at all. It took a lot longer not knowing mechanically what I was doing, but it did work. And so I'm at the point now, and it took a lot of years, where I can go driving and just totally chill out and relax and not be Captain Concernicus. And that took a long time of re-scripting and healing within and rewriting that character track of, when I am in this environment, this is how I feel. Because like I've mentioned before, in the programming in your brain on your character reel, the concepts and feelings are a totally different layer of programming. You can't program that in on like a VHS or anything like that. That happens from within us. And so I had to go in and reprogram some really, really core things about my character reel. And through these external factors, it helped me to go within to heal. And through that, I've expounded upon that tremendously to be more expansive in what all I've worked on reprogramming my character reel. And the applications are basically unlimited for healing internally, because all of your healing only comes within. When you take medicine, that goes within you to change something, let's say in your brain, or like push a button in your brain to cause a reaction. When you eat healthy food, it's to feed your body within. When you breathe, it's breathing in within. When I would read those scripts, I was reading it and putting it in my brain, programming it in. It took longer to do that, but it took consistency over a longer period of time. So in conclusion, if you are a veteran and you have been through combat, you've been in IEDs or things of that nature, and you just don't feel like you fit in here, you know what? I didn't either for a long time. I still don't really. I'm just a different breed. But let me give you this bit of information that might make you help you on your journey. Is that you are exactly the way you are meant to be right now. There is nothing wrong with you. There is just a different programming that's not applicable in a different environment. That's all it is. It's that easy. But going in and doing that inner work is where it takes effort, because it's picking up these new skills externally that are going to change our inner track internally, which is going to change how we present in the world. To wrap it up, I know I'm not the only one that has been through things that needs to go through and reprogram their brain. And I want to encourage you to share your story, because each and every one of you is important. And what you've been through is important. And probably whoever hears your story needed to hear it. And then on the other side of that is healing. Because once we take a step back and we tell our story, we become the author and the storyteller, and we become the author. And then we start writing our book as we go forward. It's like we're not having our past write it, but telling our story helps us detach, and it gives other people encouragement and hope. So this whole channel is basically about healing from the inside out. And I hope that the tools and techniques that I share are helpful to you and the insights that I share, because I've been through many circumstances in life that have led me to my healing journey, to where I'm ready to step out, and I want to help other people heal. So as encouragement, like if you're in dark days, it may feel dark, but guess what? Doing the work makes a huge difference. The end.